If the Senate wants to be obstructionist, if they want to lie about the partisan balance on the court, if he wants to do all those things, that's his choice. Listen, let me be clear about my relationship with the Senate President. I love the Senate President. I think the Senate President is a fabulous guy. If it was not for the Senate President, public employees would not be paying anything for their health insurance costs, but today they do. If it was not for the Senate President, the public employees in the state would not be paying more for their pensions, but they do. If it was not for the Senate President, retirees would continue to be getting COLAs, cost of living adjustments on their pensions. They no longer do. If it wasn't for the Senate President, interest arbitration awards to public employees could be higher than 2%. They can't be because of the Senate President. If it wasn't for the Senate President, we wouldn't have a 2% property tax cap, but we do. So the fact is that, I got asked this by Eric Scott on the radio program Monday night, another place where I answered a lot of questions and on anything that people called in on. He said, you have a love-hate relationship with the Senate President. I do not have a love-hate relationship with the Senate President. I love the Senate President. I think he's a great guy. He's wrong about this. He's wrong about this. And and it's been brought into stark contrast when you have Democrats in Washington, D.C., and in this state saying the idea that the Republican Senate would hold up for 11 months a Supreme Court nomination is abominable, terrible. He's held it up for 6 years. So, I'm at the point now where I've tried this a bunch of different ways. I tried it where I just made the nomination and left it alone. I've tried it where I made the nomination and pushed it really hard, but just rhetorically through the press and other public events. I've tried it where I've made deals with him. Okay, I'll do Chief Justice if you do Justice Solomon. I've tried it a whole bunch of different ways, and I still can't get to a full complement on the court. So now I'm going to try a new way. I don't know whether it's going to be successful or not, Charlie, but we're going to try. And the fact is that the Senate President, so that we're clear, has shut down the judicial nomination process. He has shut it down. And now that he has shut it down, there are going to be ramifications for that he's done, not me, that he has done, because he didn't say he had any objection to David Bauman. How could he? The Senate unanimously confirmed the guy last May, without a question, at his judicial hearing for lifetime tenure. So he doesn't have an objection to David Bauman. It is based upon a lie. The lie is that there are already 4 Republicans on the court. We know, everyone knows that's not true. Everyone knows it. I think I'm going to go and get Justice LaVecchia's voter registration card so that we can print it and send it to the Senate President. Her entire history of voting, where she has never, ever been a partisan. The reason he's doing that is because he knows he has no other way to stop it, logically. So now he's shut down the judicial confirmation process. That is very unfortunate. And I think it's ill-advised, and it's not in the interest of the people of the state of New Jersey.